Here we are, unleashing the Shimakaze against 3 ships. You see they're just sitting here, kind of like sitting ducks. And I'm going to take a salvo at each ship with my 3 torpedo launchers here. And you can see I'm spotted already, so I've got to pop the smoke and do my 180, my escape maneuver 1 to get away from that. And we're going to see how many hits we get. These torpedoes are pretty fast, it's 71 kilometers, so here you go, we've got 1 hit already. A little while later we've got a second hit, up to 32,000 damage already. And if we wait a little bit longer, we're going to end up with 3 more hits, up to 74,000 plus damage, all in the first few minutes. So let's take a look at how I've got the commander set up. Let's take a look at how the ship is set up. And then we're going to see a total unleashed battle of the Shimakaze with over 173,000 damage caused. Okay, so let's look at the commander. It's Tanaka. His base trait is Hull Crusher, which increases the damage of the torpedoes. It's probably why the Shimakaze has such devastating torpedo damage when the torpedoes do get a hit. The inspirations are Bay, which I have ranked up to 16 to increase the concealment of the destroyer by 4.5%. And I have Original Tyrwhitt also ranked to 16. And he reduces the torpedo launcher reload time as well as a chance for steering gear impairment. I mostly have him to quicken the torpedo reloads. For the skills for Tanaka, I have Subsurface Venture. It increases the torpedo speed by 4 knots as well as the torpedo launcher reload time, though it does take a hit on the reload time of the destroyer's main guns, which I'm living with that. I want the torpedo launcher reload time, so that's why I've selected that. The second skill is Look at Me Now. I want to increase the ship concealment rating, and I've taken a 6% sea detectability range instead of Fragile Threat, which would give me a 10% detectability, but it would also reduce the maximum HP of the destroyer by 10%. And I've had several matches where I needed that 10% to survive and to make that one final torpedo launch that really made the difference in the battle. So I am always going to select Look at Me Now at this point. The third skill is Back in Stock. And here it reduces the torpedo launcher reload time even more. And the other option here that's worth noting is Torpedo Safari. And here you can see the torpedo range for any ship type is plus 12%. So by selecting this option, the Shimakaze torpedo range would go from 11 kilometers up to 12.5 kilometers. And you see down here that if I rank this commander to Legendary 3, torpedo range will go up to 16%. And I think you will start approaching the 16 kilometer torpedo range, but you would have to select Torpedo Safari. You'd have to rank up your commander to at least Legendary 3. And you would definitely give up torpedo reload time, which I'm not really willing to do at this point, but this is what it would take to get the maximum range of the torpedoes. The fourth skill is Smoke on the Water. And for the legendary skill, I've selected Unstoppable, which is something that every destroyer captain should have enabled for his legendary skill, because there are too many times without this skill that your motor will get taken out and you're just dead in the water and you're going to get wiped out. So you always want Unstoppable for any destroyer captain within the game. Okay, so let's look at the upgrades for the Shimakaze. First upgrade is Aiming Systems Mod 1. Second upgrade I've selected is Propulsion Mod 2. Third upgrade is Concealment System Mod 1. Fourth upgrade is Torpedo Launchers Mod 3. Reduces the torpedo launcher reload time, which is fantastic. Even though there's a risk of torpedo launchers becoming incapacitated, to date I haven't seen that as a problem, so I hope it's not a bug. So the fifth upgrade here is the Torpedoes Type 93 Mod 3, and it raises the reload time again up to 130 seconds. Maximum damage on the torpedo, though, is awesome at 24,777. Torpedo range is 11 kilometers, and the speed is 71 kilometers. So as far as the loadouts here, I have the Type 1 Premium Permanent Camouflage, and it's maxed out. So it's a sea detectability range of -4.5% and incoming fire dispersion of +4.5%. As far as the stats go, the survivability is 17,900 hit points. Artillery reloads in 7.2 seconds. I generally use the HE shells. As you can see, the HE shell damage is 1,800, while the AP shell damage is 2,200. I don't really notice that I get any benefit at all out of the AP shells, so I always go with the HE shells. As far as the torpedoes go, though, they are 3 torpedo launchers that launch 5 torpedoes per launcher, and the reload time is down to 98 seconds due to the benefit of the way that I have Tanaka built. The maximum torpedo damage again is 24,777. Torpedo range is 11 kilometers, and the torpedo speed is 71 kilometers. Down here for concealment, you can see it's at 100, and the detectability by sea is 5.1 kilometers, which is fantastic. That's kind of what I'm looking for. Well, that's it for the commander setup and the ship setup. So let's go to that battle and unleash the Shimakaze and see what 173,000 damage looks like. Okay, so here I am in my second standard battle with the Shimakaze. I'm looking to unleash as much damage as I can and see what the full potential is. With each torpedo having a potential of over 24,000 damage, it can unleash quite a bit of devastation. There are 3 launcher bays with 5 torpedoes each, and the top speed of the torpedoes are 71 knots. So this is equal to the fastest torpedo that I have of any other destroyer in the game. The range is 11.5 kilometers, and I could increase the range close to 16 if I make adjustments to the commander. So here, as you can see, I'm kind of sizing up a Yamato, an Odin, and there's another Yamato over here that eventually will show up. Yeah, there he is. And so what I'm doing here is trying to figure out which Yamato to take a shot at, if not both. You can see this Yamato is easily within range. Speed seems kind of stable, so I'm gonna take a shot at him. And over here there's a Baltimore just kind of sitting there along with this Yamato, and you can see the intercept point for both the Yamato and the Baltimore are kind of at the same point. So I'm going to take a shot right there, and you never know, I might get lucky and get a hit on both of them. I'm spreading the torpedoes around a little bit, so you can see I was a little off the aiming point there to try to make an adjustment for where I think the Yamato's going to go, and possibly the Baltimore. But I'm going to spin around here and take a look at the first Yamato, and you can see I got one hit, and it's 24,000 damage on that one hit, and climbing because he's flooding. So right away, the Shimakaze is kind of unleashing quite a bit of devastation here. Total of 31,000 damage already. So we're going to see if we get another hit here. Yep, we get 2 more torpedo hits, and already we're up to 66,000 damage, and the match is not even 3 minutes old. So I'm still kind of sizing these guys up. I think I'm in a good position here. I'm like 8 to 10 kilometers away from both ships. This Yamato doesn't really seem to be doing much except slowly backing up. And as you can see, with the quick reload time with Reginald Tyrwhitt as a inspiration, I'm ready to shoot again. So I'm taking another shot at the Yamato over by the Baltimore, and I'm going to be taking another shot over here at this Yamato. And I'm basically splitting my strategy. And you can see I kept one shot in the chamber, as it were. I didn't fire all 3 of the torpedo launchers, and I'm just waiting to see how this plays out. So I'm just swinging back around to kind of scope things out and sort of see where we're at. This Yamato's getting kind of close, so I am thinking about taking another shot at this guy, and now I'm spotted, so I hit the smoke, and I'm going to be taking another shot there. There you see I've got another hit on that first Yamato. I'm up to 90,000 damage already. And even though I'm getting hit a little bit, I am turning around behind the smoke, and you can see that I'm not visible anymore. So this Yamato over here just took 2 more torpedo hits, and I'm up to 127,000 damage already. 130,000 damage. And he's been destroyed from flooding. So now I'm going to concentrate on this Yamato, and he's still not really doing anything, and you would kind of expect that if he's kind of getting devastated here by torpedo strikes, that he would like run for cover behind that island. But I don't know, maybe it's a new player, maybe he doesn't realize what's happening, or maybe the Shimakaze is just that good. So he's really not moving much, and I think I'm gonna wait this out to see what this torpedo strike does. Nope, I'm gonna take another shot at him right here, and you can see he's going forward a little bit now. I think it's a little bit too late because of the high speed of the torpedoes, and now you can see I'm up to 167,000 damage already just on these very few strikes. The match is only 6 minutes old, and that second Yamato is gone as well. So 2 Yamatos destroyed, 170,000 damage. We're not done yet. We've got a few thousand more damage to inflict. And there's a Minsk over here that I'm going to try to take out with my guns. Not really that successful, and you can see I'm getting ready to beach myself here on this island, which is never ideal, but it can be kind of hard to negotiate the islands when you're concentrating on ships and you're trying to do everything by yourself. So now he beached himself. That kind of helps a little bit, and I'm just trying to ding the guy up a little bit here. I don't really expect to kill him. I'm usually not that great with the guns here on a destroyer. It's my Achilles heel, I guess. And now you can see I'm up to 173,000 damage. And you can see the match is, not even half over yet. And I haven't really gotten into battle against many of the other ships. I've just kind of been concentrating here on both of these Yamatos and this Odin. And take some shots at him. Trying to be patient because I'm trying to get different angles on these torpedo launches. So anyway, he's gone. So now I'm going to concentrate on some of the other targets still on the map. There's still, you know, close to 7 minutes left, and I'm kind of looking up to rack up even more damage than 173,000. I'm kind of happy with this so far, but I can't lose sight on the fact that we're still behind in the match. So I'm trying to win the match. Just looking around for targets of opportunity, and there's really nothing. So I have to go over by A. And as you can see, one of my rear gun turrets is taken out, so I've been damaged a little bit. I've only got 2,000 hit points left, so I've got to be kind of careful. I do have 5.1 kilometer concealment, so that's pretty good. So I'm going to try to sneak up here on this Iowa. He's kind of a sitting duck, actually, so I'm going to go up here and try to inflict some damage. In fact, the entire team is over in this area, so this is actually looking pretty good for me right here.
Engine boost activated.
So I'm just trying to close in on them as quick as possible. The Shimakaze does have a good top speed. You can see I'm at 42 knots, which is pretty good. Now the Iowa is within range, and I'm really thinking about taking a shot here while I can. And you can see the intercept point is behind the island, and it seems like this happens more times than not. So I'm going to try to take a shot, hoping to catch the rear end of the ship with 1 or 2 torpedoes. At 20,000 damage points per torpedo hit, even 1 hit out of 5 will cause a devastating amount of damage. And you can see this Minsk here is closing in on me. So here I take a narrow shot and a wide shot with the torpedoes, and I found that the combination of that torpedo spread will confuse some destroyers, and I have gotten a fair number of hits doing this. And you can see here the wall of torpedoes that the Shimakaze has unleashed, and that is an unmistakable sight. Whenever you see that wall of torpedoes, as far as I've seen in the game, that always indicates that those were launched by a Shimakaze. So I took a shot. They have long range. There's a lot of ships out there. Let's see if I can get another lucky or accidental hit. So I have the smoke between myself and the other ships, and they can't really see me. So I'm swinging around. You can see that destroyer's over there on the right, but at 5.4 kilometers, he's still out of range. Now he's closed into range, and this is going to probably be a problem for me. Yeah, there you go. Well, there you have it. The Shimakaze unleashed for 173,000 damage. This is the Jaguar, and I'll see you on the high seas. Thanks for watching, and hit subscribe if you like it.